Morning in progress. So it's Monday and off we go. And I always like Mondays because it's like, what the hell am I going to talk about? Uh, Somebody's going to pull a string on my back and some kind of Dharma talk is going to come out. But the one principle that I can always count on that I truly love is that more is always revealed. And more is always revealed. That's a saying from the recovery movement, but it's simply a reflection of many other ways to say it. And it's symbolic or representative of what I think is as great a principle that's operational in the universe that there is. And you could call it a spiritual principle, you could call it a religious principle, you could call it a scientific principle, but deeper than all that, it's simply a principle that's operational, that's 100% dependable, and that is, you ready for it? Seek and you'll find. Ask and it's given. Now, sometimes I think because of our familiarity or that we've heard that so many times, it begins to lose its meaning. It's something that is, yeah, ask and I'll find, seek and it's given, blah, blah. But when it really collides with our own understanding in any given moment, that the truth of being, that the absolute fundamental, foundational, rock solid, unshakable reality of being is that when you seek, you find. When you ask, the answer is given. I don't think the importance of that can be overstated. In other words, you are an asking entity, and what you ask for, you get, you receive, you understand, it's revealed. Now, imagine, and this is true across the board. I've studied many of the world's spiritual literatures and such. You know, I've dabbled across many of them, and they all include this principle at the foundation of at the center of their reality, and that is, ask and you shall receive, knock and it will be open, and inquire and it's yours. Now, imagine a universe where this was not the case. This is how you can begin to see the import of this. Imagine a universe where you as a conscious entity had questions, had dilemmas, had inquiries, had large questions that were operational inside of you, and no answer was forthcoming. Imagine that kind of universe. Big questions, no answers. You were just a wandering little entity in a vast universe filled with gigantic questions. And you know the kind of questions I'm talking about, the ones that burn at the center of your soul. Who am I? What am I doing here? What's going on? How do I solve this pressing problem? Where do I go from here? Why is this happening? What's all this suffering about? Where do we go from here? What's the meaning? What's the purpose? These are big questions. Imagine a universe that was like, too bad, kid. Ain't no answers. I sure appreciate your questions. There was not even a voice to even answer that. So think of the import of a universe that's here to answer that, that's here to give you the answer to every question, not that the collective or everyone else has, but the one that you ask, the one that means the most to you. And the question that means the most to you is the question that means the most to you. And for a lot of us, for long periods of time, it's the big problem that we're facing, or the dilemma that we're stuck in, or it's the situation that won't move, or it's the broken heart, or it's the inability to get our needs met, or it's our self-expression is stifled, or it's the fear that's constantly chewing at us. It's like, these are huge questions. And I'm here to tell you that when you ask, you receive. When you inquire, the solution is given. Let that sink in. That's today's message. When you ask, you receive. And it's not a maybe. It's not a, well, it happens for some people some of the time. Or sometimes when I ask, sometimes it's given. I'm here to tell you that that is an operational principle that is as consistent and as regular and as dependable as gravity, more so than gravity itself. So this whole week, we're going to talk about when you ask, you receive. Now, of course, this means that you do ask and that you do seek and that you do stir the pot and that you do look around, that and that you don't just park on the side of life and say, I'm done. You know people like that. You know people that have simply, they're done asking, they feel like there's no answers, they've pulled over to the side of the road, and they're just waiting for the end. And that's why the Mother Nature scrapes us off the planet once a generation, because sooner or later, everything that you asked for will be answered. Sometimes it happens when we croak, but I don't think we should wait that long. I think we should stir the pot. I think we should ask big questions. I think we should expect to get an answer. I think we should always be looking. And if the answer is not coming, it's not that the answer is not coming, it's that we are resistant or we're obstructing the answer. Haha, the key. All right, we'll talk more about it all week. Seek and you'll find.